Welcome back to Book Club. I'm CM Vasquez, author of The Birdcage Society Falling, the first in an ongoing psychological mystery series available on Amazon. For today's book club, I'm going to be recapping and giving my impressions of Chapter 22 of Darkly Dreaming Dexter. If this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I have created an online book club reading the entire Dexter series, starting with the first, Darkly Dreaming Dexter. I do have videos available on TikTok, but I also have a full playlist of videos in order for chapters 1 through 21 available on YouTube. My handle is @CM Vasquez, so if you'd like to join the book club, just read the chapters before you watch the videos and give me your own impressions of the chapters in the comments and maybe your opinions about what I have to say as well. Let's get started. This chapter starts off with a squabble for jurisdiction. And I'd rather not get into the details of it because I found that particular part of this chapter to be quite boring. It was a simple issue that could have been summed up in a couple paragraphs, but ended up taking 2.5 pages instead. Basically, two police captains argued over jurisdiction before a state-level fed showed up and granted Captain Matthews jurisdiction. After this, Dexter describes his own glimpse at what the killer left behind in the closet. The body parts were arranged in a way that spelled out the word boo with a smile underneath. Dexter refers to the killer as a scamp, seeing the humor in it and admiring the playful prank. But he wonders why the killer chose to leave the parts in the closet. I think the purpose was simple playfulness. The humor is for Dexter, and playing with the cops because he thinks they're all idiots is just a bonus. A kind of, you have the wrong guy, this is fun for me, and you're all stupid. Dexter experiences a sense of familiarity when looking at the display, a sense of rightness that he can't quite put his finger on. He quickly throws out the notion that he might be the one responsible and unknowingly committing these murders in his sleep. He realizes now that this thought is ridiculous and he never should have contemplated it. But the question still remains, who is this killer and why does this scene seem so familiar? Deb interrupts Dexter's thoughts with a plan to question the staff from the upstairs offices. While in the elevator ride up, she informs Dexter that LaGuerta has blocked her again, and after the questioning, she has to go back on hooker duty. Which I find strange. Even with the amount of lying and brown-nosing that LaGuerta does, you'd think that Deb, being the one that discovered this lead, she would be allowed to stay on the case. But after this brief interaction with a greasy-faced employee, they were able to discover that this employee had a webcam pointed at the entrance. And after cycling through the footage, they land on an image of a van in the parking lot. They freeze and zoom in on an image of a man standing next to the driver's side door. The resolution is terrible, so the image is blurry, but what can be seen is build, stance, and profile. And this chapter ends with Deb saying Dexter's name, and for Dexter, it's a completion of his thought that the man looks an awful lot like him. And I absolutely adore what Jeff Lindsay has done here. The build-up and suspense that's led to this moment has been fun, humorous, and even annoying at times, but he's made not only the main character question his own sanity, but makes readers question something that was thought to be true. Just when you think you have put the idea to bed that Dexter is the prostitute killer, Jeff Lindsay drops a bomb that makes you go, wait, what? Now, since I've seen the show, I do know who the killer is, but I'm really enjoying the setup for it in the book. And being able to experience and understand things from the reader's perspective, as if I didn't know, has been so much fun. I'm recognizing foreshadowing and subtle hints that I feel most likely would not have been picked up on unless you were already in the know. Much like how you get more out of a movie or TV show that you didn't notice before after watching it several times. Now, I can't tell you about any of these things for obvious reasons, so I digress. But I do wholeheartedly encourage you to watch the show after you read the book. I think it would be fun, and I think you'd get a lot out of it. So until next time, for chapter 23, bye.